I like most about the Egypt Brochure Project is learning about the civilizations of Egypt and how they lived and what they did there. It also got me more informed about what went on back then in the day.
For social studies, we're working on, we just finished studying ancient Egypt and now we're studying ancient Kush. So the project we're working on is an Egyptian brochure. So first we talked to the students about, we showed examples of what brochure is like, why different companies or different places have brochures, what makes them catchy and draws you to them. And then the kids have a rubric where they have to use different pieces of information that they learned about studying ancient Egypt, and then they create their own brochure, and here's a few examples. They create their own brochure like they were a travel guide to convince people to come to ancient Egypt and see the sights.
For reading, we were doing the Meru of the Winter Caves, as you can see behind me, and we were also, they were creating their Egypt brochures from Egypt, and just having a great time, kind of taking themselves back to Egypt and creating like a travel brochure as if they were going to go travel there. It was a lot of fun for them and a lot of creativity involved, and they did a great job.
Do the students enjoy most about the brochures?
I believe that they like the working independently on them and liking to have some type of a rubric that shows them what they need to have in their brochure, but then having the creativity to do the things and add the things that they want to do on their own.
AR helps kids stay on a schedule of reading, and they have to get a certain amount of points before the quarter ends. If you don't, then it lowers your grade. AR has a lot of tests and a lot of books that you can read to get them. That's what I like about AR.
The purpose of AR, in my opinion, is to make sure that students are reading. It's one way to figure out how 1,500 students are reading in order for them to read a book and take a test on the computer. It's all done via the computer, so we're not having to look at reading records and trusting that they're really at home reading. We know that if they've passed a test and they've honestly read the book, then their comprehension level is going up because they're doing more reading, and the more reading you do, the better you get it.
My opinion of the purpose of AR is just get to students to read, because a lot of students don't like to read, and this gets them, they have to do some certain amount of reading on their own so they can get the points. And then once they start to do it and start to get books and start to enjoy it, they start to learn a love of reading and that. So I think ultimately the goal is to get students to enjoy and love reading. So.
AR serves many purposes. It helps the students develop vocabulary, understand comprehension if they're following the reading in their book. And I would say that it also gives them an opportunity to see different things because the books have different topics.
I think the movement of class, the peer pressure, and so many different things that are taking place in their environment. I'm in 6th grade or 5th grade, they're in one class all day long with one teacher, where when they come here, it's just their lockers, there's changing for PE, there's all these new people, and just the faster pace of what's going on, and I think it's a sort of intimidation of all of the unknown by the students.
Students need help with organization and planning homework time. Organization is important because for a 6th grader, it's their first time being at a school with more than one class. So they need to be able to put all their things together and access them when they get home. If they don't have an organizational system, they will have a lot of trouble keeping up with their assignments and being successful in middle school.
How do you think students are successful at language arts?
I think if a student can write a convincing narrative essay or persuasive essay, then they're learning to develop the skills of communication. Also, if they can develop a strong vocabulary in language arts, and I think that's one way to measure the strengths of students and how they're developing language arts skills.
Students are successful at language arts because they do their homework, they participate in class, and they understand the concepts as well as ask questions when they don't.